Welcome back, fellow Clashers, or if it is your first time here, thank you so much for checking out Clash of Clans Attacks and the Eternal Iron Tome Fist. Or, more likely, we're talking about using the Eternal Tome and the Iron Fist together as an attack strategy in Clash of Clans. So we're going to take a look at some replays. First, from Kenobi of Lost Phoenix, the Legend League player starting out with 4 Earthquake spells and a pair of jump spells, opening his way into that innermost enclosure. But of course that doesn't leave a lot of other spells for the attack, 1 rage, 1 freeze. But what we are watching for here is the Barbarian King's Iron Fist ability to be activated right before the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome. And of course we all know the Eternal Tome provides invincibility to every unit within his range, so of course why not have extra units in the form of a bunch of raging barbarians summoned by the king himself. So that's what we're going to watch for here. As you see, the units are moving ever closer towards that town hall. Of course, you've got to make sure that your warden is within range, and sometimes because of the range he has on that attack, he does lag a little bit far behind. The freeze spell, the rage spell down, so only the hero's abilities left in this attack. The Barbarian King almost to the dead center of this base. And any second now, the Barbarian King's Iron Fist goes into effect. There it is, and immediately after the Eternal Tome, and look at that, all of those immortal units working their way through the center of this base. The Town Hall goes down. The wave of units continues towards the top of the village, and it's really kind of hard to tell exactly how much extra use it really does to time those two abilities together. But of course, you have to remember that wasting the King's ability early is also probably more costly than using it in conjunction with the Eternal Tome. So not every attack is going to be an attack where this works out, but it certainly worked out right here as Kenobi is just about to take down the last defensive structure in this base. That is it. And there is nothing standing between Kenobi and a 3-star win now. In fact, look at the massive number of units that Kenobi still has on the battlefield at the end of this attack. Maybe one of the most overpowering 3-star wins, 11 on 11, that I have ever seen, and another 10 trophies to add to Kenobi's Legend Trophy tally. But let's move on to a war attack from Zane of Lost Phoenix against an unusual base with a lot of enclosures. But once again, we will see 4 Earthquake spells to start it out, and they take out a huge number of walls. But Zane, also having brought 2 jump spells, is going to use those to get the golems into that newly opened area on their way towards the town hall. So the rest of this attack, pretty typical, but we're going to keep an eye out for the Barbarian King and the Grand Warden's abilities. There go the jump spells, here come the golems, and then of course the wizards to clear out those surrounding structures and cause that funnel for the units to go inside rather than around the outside. We are so used to seeing Go Wee Wee at Town Hall 11, but we've got a more traditional single P.E.K.K.A. Go Wipe. Here they come, the trio of heroes and that P.E.K.K.A. moving in together. A dangerous clan castle full of wizards and witches moving out, but the poison spell is going to intercept. Here come the heroes moving in right towards that Inferno Tower, and good freeze spell stops the Expo, the Inferno Tower as well. Again, watching for the Warden to catch up. You can, if you look very closely at the attack, see the outline of his area of effect. There goes the Iron Fist, there goes the Eternal Tome, and you've got enraged immortal barbarians all over the core of this base. It's not long before the Town Hall falls. Although the design of this base was not an open one, it sure as heck is now with all of those Earthquake spells. And there goes the Town Hall for the first star. The heroes still working. The king, of course, has expired. He ran out ahead along with his barbarians. And again, you've got the Warden and the Queen working together, trying to get to 50%. Still 10% to go for Zane. So not an easy task with this multi-enclosure base. He needs 5 more percent. He's got a few units left to deploy, but the very dangerous late in the battle Eagle Artillery is still firing away, finishing off the last of the units on the inside, and now going to work on the cleanup troops on the outside. So it's a matter of dropping several troops at once, just trying to get a wizard to take out an already damaged structure. And there it goes. The Dark Spell Factory falls for 50%, and Zane locks up the 2-star win. So with bases like this at Town Hall 11, nearly maxed out, high walls, lots of enclosures, 3-star wins are exceedingly rare. So a 2-star right here, a good war attack for Zane of Lost Phoenix. For our next attack, we've got yours truly on the offensive, the battle of the 7-letter G names, Galadon versus Gandalf. I've got the traditional Go Weeby attack, use some wall breakers to open up the outermost enclosure at the top, and then I've got 3 jump spells, so really using the wall breakers definitely gives me an advantage, an ability to use those jump spells on the interior rather than having to use 2 on the exterior of this base. Again, trying to get that path in towards the Town Hall enclosure. Heroes down, small army of witches, skeletons, and wizards moving their way in through that one and only rage spell, and as the king advances forward, so does the warden. I'm getting ready to activate that ability. You can see he took some damage. There it goes. Iron Fist, Eternal Tome, the Eternal Iron Fist Tome, working on the interior of this base, and so many damaging defensive structures are here that it's really an opportune time to have invincibility on all of your units, especially the Barbarian King and his Barbarians. But of course, every single unit is going to benefit from that, especially during that critical moment when you're faced with the most amount of damage coming at you. You've got to try to get that Town Hall down, and right there, it definitely made the difference. And again, you saw that the Barbarian King had taken enough damage that when his Iron Fist was activated, the health regeneration was used. You don't want to waste that by activating his ability early before he's taken any damage or very little damage, because those hit points can be critical as well. So again, not every attack is this going to work out. You've got to account for the distance that your Grand Warden is from the Barbarian King, and of course from the center of the base, and of course the amount of damage that your Barbarian King has taken. And also, maybe is he being targeted by a single target Inferno? If so, he's surely about to go down, and that Iron Fist can provide valuable extra seconds of life before he is forced to sleep by that powerful beam. So all of these things, once again, have to be taken into account. Maybe even go so far as to look at the timing of the Eagle Artillery. That is another good one, as those 3 strikes are just about to fall. If you can hit the Eternal Tome there as well, that saves hundreds, if not thousands of hit points, depending upon the unit that is being targeted. In this case, I grabbed 2 stars, 10 trophies, and the Eternal Iron Tome Fist works out once again. So as always, thank you guys so much. I do appreciate the fact that you guys do spend a few minutes of your day, and I hope I made it a little bit brighter, a little bit more entertaining, because I know that you guys do the same for me. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for daily Clash content, and of course, I hope to see all of you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks. Galadon, Clash Royale, you're falling behind.